Hey everyone, so I just uploaded that 19.8 beat and I thought I'd break it down a little bit. I actually don't sit around figuring out 19.8 beats. I don't really know who actually does that. This came about from playing patterns of paradiddles and triplets. And I do that a lot, especially from my marching band days when I learned about something called a turnaround. And if you play two paradiddles and then a triplet, when you play your paradiddle again, it's going to be on the other hand. So if you start right hand lead, you play two paradiddles and a triplet, the next time you play your paradiddle after the one triplet, it's going to be a left hand lead. Something like this. Left hand. Right hand. Left hand. So that's called a turnaround, and I am fascinated by turnarounds. I love doing turnarounds. Bands that I'm in don't like me playing turnarounds because it throws them off, but you know, whatever. Another kind of turnaround you can do is on the drum set. So say you're pounding 4 on the floor and you play in your two paradiddles, but you throw in two triplets. So if you do that, your hands will come out a half a beat off your bass drum. So you play your paradiddle, paradiddle, triplet, triplet. Oh, now you're on a half a beat off of the bass drum. Sounds something like this. And then when you play the two triplets again, it comes back together. So your hands are with the bass drum for half the phrase, off the bass drum, half a beat, half the phrase, back and forth, right? So this groove is kind of like that. So I ended up playing two paradiddles, two triplets, two paradiddles, four triplets, and then at the end, 4/16 notes accented like this. And you play that over and over and over and over again, like I did, like probably 500,000 times, and you sound something like this. Now when I say I'm playing a triplet, I'm not really changing the timing of the note. They're all straight 16ths, it's just where the accent falls, right? So I brought that to the drum set. Now I want to stop here and tell you newer type players, when you're learning a difficult groove or even an easy groove, until you are really a little more accomplished, it's a lot easier to learn the groove on one surface, say just a snare drum. Once you get the muscle memory down and your brain and your hands are in sync, then you can move it to the hi-hat or the ride or whatever. So say you're learning Billie Jean. So you start off on the snare drum. So you play that a bunch of times, you get it down, then you can move your hand to the hi-hat, your right hand, and it should be a lot easier for you to do if you were struggling with it before. All right, so I bring my beat that I was playing to the drum set, and I decide to put all of the right hand accents on the tom. It can be any tom, I picked my 10. So it sounds something like this. So after playing that about 250,000 times, I decided I liked to add an accent in the left-hand paradiddle. So we have a right-hand paradiddle, a left-hand paradiddle. So when I play the left-hand paradiddle, I'm accenting the right note. So in a left-hand paradiddle, there's only one right sticking. So you get this. Play that about 250,000 times. I thought, hey, this might be kind of a neat groove. Let's see what we can do with it. So I ended up taking this beat, which is more or less linear because there's no bass drum or anything on it. It's just all hands. And I want to keep it linear. What that means is you don't have two things hitting at the same time. You don't have this. You don't have this. You don't have, this. Whatever. It's a linear beat. You don't have any two things hitting at the same time. So I keep this beat linear. I put all the tom beats on the bass drum now. So all the time, every time I go to the tom, instead I'm going to play the bass drum, I put everything else on the hi-hat. Okay, and that's what turned into this. So those last two notes are kind of cool because you can do whatever you want. You can actually move this however you want around the kit once you get it down. But the last two notes, you can put those on anything. You can do snare tom. You can do a tom snare. You can do two snares, hi-hat, whatever you want. You can diddle them. So you can do all kinds of things. So you can play your groove, and you got those last two notes to, I don't know, mess around with, kind of like a fill or something, right? So there you go. That's how the 19/8 groove came to pass. So I want to encourage you to play on a practice pad, play different stickings, different rudiments together, figure some different things out, bring it to the drum set, move it around the drum set. You know, really opens your horizons, and you can even, you know, incorporate some of the notes on your rudiments with your feet. So give that a shot. If you have any questions, give me a shout out. I'm happy to help. And I will talk to you all later.